Can y'all see it? Just double checking.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm Vanessa. My thesis is about supervisory skills that support women in digital media. So the study focuses on which skills are crucial for a woman's success in the industry, since only 5% of working women actually hold senior level management roles. So for this study, a survey was distributed to collect data on which skills the respondents thought were the most important. The ratings for each category varied between the participants, but the majority did rank communication and critical thinking as the two most important skills to have in the industry. And so the underlying issue is that women are underrepresented in management in the industry. But why is this? So women make up almost half of the United States workforce, but only a third of them hold all managerial roles worldwide. And only 5% of that hold senior level management roles. So what skills are important to reach success? And so the rise of women in management has slowly increased over 20 years. And even then, only less than 24% of women hold senior level roles worldwide. So there's still a clear bridge between men and women. But an example of current women in executive roles are Vivian Chang and Kate O'Loughlin from Tapid, which is a marketing technology firm that focuses on the cross-device marketing. So in 2015, they were appointed as vice presidents and general managers of technology licensing business and media business, respectively. And so women have a natural set of communication traits, which are favorable for a company to bring in a different style of leadership. And being more people-oriented gives them an advantage to build interpersonal communication and more leadership skills. So what skills are important in digital media specifically? So for the methodology of this study, a list of 3 to 5 skill sets were created. A survey about the importance of these skills was distributed to participants, and the data was analyzed to find which skills were thought as to be most important between each participant. And so a couple challenges that I found during this study was first narrowing down the list of skills that would be used to get data. So just selecting a few that wouldn't be too similar to each other. And also deciding who would be taking the survey to create the most accurate and current data. And so the solutions were narrowing down to these 5 skills that were more frequent topics during the research and the literature review. So it would be communication, leadership, technical, critical thinking, and adaptability. And the survey was distributed to current digital media professionals and educators who could bring in more insight on the current needs of the industry. Okay, and now for the results. All participants selected as many skills as they thought were important between the 5, whichever ones they thought were crucial for a woman's success. And then on a Likert scale, they ranked each one between 1 to 5, 1 being the least important, like almost not important, and 5 being very important. And these were the preliminary rankings between all the participants, where they thought most of them picked communication and critical thinking. And now looking at each of the rankings between male participants and female participants, they both still overwhelmingly decided on communication and critical thinking. But an overwhelming majority of the women, in fact, all of the women participants did select communication as an important skill, and they ranked it with the highest on the Likert scale, with 5 being very important. So, and when it comes to leadership and adaptability, there were varying rankings between the two, between each group. And so men ranked adaptability a lot higher. They ranked it between 4s and 5s on the Likert scale, which brought it higher than leadership. But on the contrary, female participants ranked leadership a little higher with 4s, with an average of 4, which brought it to 3 instead of 4, like in the male section. And both groups actually ranked technology the lowest, which was surprising considering we're in a digital media industry. But when it comes to management, in the research, most believe that a higher education doesn't necessarily mean that you'll get a better job, or it won't guarantee a higher level role. So technology actually had the first ratings of a 2, which was the lowest that anyone responded. So it ended up being at the lowest for both groups. And concluding the study, communication ranked the most important skill for women to succeed in the digital media industry. So with all women participants rating it as a 5, and men, 80% of men rating it highly with 5s and 4s, it came up to number 1. And the second most important skill was critical thinking, with the majority of each group selecting as important as well. And so my recommendations for continuing the study are to collect more responses and participants. And with more results, you can categorize the data depending on the industry that each participant works in. So that way you can get a ranking of each of the 5 skills for each industry. So you would have a ranking of the 5 skills for the film industry, for paper, for e-commerce, for video game, etc. So that way each industry, someone that was going into these fields will know what is important in that field from current professionals. Okay. And thank you guys for listening. Are there any questions pertaining to this study?